So, the most sort of fascinating, interesting thing about a meeting like this is that it's not about a subject, and it doesn't have an agenda, and it's not trying to explain or make clear or make something understandable, or there isn't something that is known here, that is trying to be relayed to somebody who doesn't know. In fact, it's sort of a, it's not even a sort of, it's an agendaless and purposeless meeting that offers absolutely nothing. Um, but on the face of that, there's also something being suggested here, and it is a sort of a striking, it can be a striking suggestion, and the suggestion being made is that essentially this is it, that there isn't you and life, or you and what is, or there isn't you. There's just inescapably, immediately, this this what's appearing to happen, and it's perhaps a striking suggestion. But what's also striking about the suggestion appearing to be made is that it's not, doesn't come from knowledge. It's not a known thing. And so there isn't a place that has been gotten to where there is knowledge of no self. In fact, the idea of self or no self are, they're all just more knowings, really. And that what we're really kind of stepping into is sort of total mystery. And so then in this sort of purposeless, agendaless meeting, it kind of exposes the mystery that is everything, really. There isn't a purpose to anything at all. But I suppose in the story of life and the stories that appear to be being told about every inch of life, seems like there is purpose. There is stories being told, but what we're sort of stepping into is the unknowability of everything, and this is the loudest sort of thing, in a sense. This striking aliveness, just this inexplicable sitting on a chair. Just this hearing of a voice, just this what we're calling, this appearance. And it seems like part of this is that is sort of seeking to know life, to know what this is, to find wholeness, to find peace, to find wisdom, to find wealth, love, whatever it may be. It seems to be a seeking movement to find some sort of fulfillment. And pick your seeking idea, and that's the one that appears to be being sought. And in this sort of gathering, that sort of seeking energy is not fed, and it's not a purposeful thing to not feed the seeking energy. Is that all the knowings about what this is and could be, all the held images are elsewhere. There's nothing held here about what this is. There's no knowledge gained. Um, you could say everything is lost, but that can be imagined as something also. So really the mystery is just immediately this, and saying it's mystery is also this mystery. So it's this is everything. And yeah, so this is normally there's an opportunity here to share and ask questions if there's questions there to be asked. There isn't really like a wrong question, and there isn't a right answer. In fact, all there is really is responses. And so let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Yeah. So if by chance you haven't come to one of these, you just unmute and ask a question or click a comment, and let's see what happens. Yeah.
Yeah, this is all story, but I guess there's a bit of quiet time there, so I'll belt away. Kind of a sense of, that there's a sense of dis-ease or whatever you might call it. And I guess it was fairly prevalent here earlier today. Like it was like it's madness. It was often an absolutely beautiful hike. Well, more training hike than anything else in a lovely part of Wicklow. And the scenery's absolutely stunning. And but there was this sense of, as I say, just dis-ease there. And before you know it, there's like floods of tears coming, and it's just then of course there's the calm and everything's grand again. But it's just that I guess that's also it. Then I proceeded to walk like a madman for like 4.5 hours, doing umpteenth up and down on this hill in training for a challenge that I'm doing. Um, and then the body's just energies releasing from it, yawn and yawn, 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 yawn. It's just pure energy stuff. It's all story, of course, but that whole dis-ease thing, it feels very, very real to the individual. I guess that's the contracted sense of self. Um, but it does feel extremely real.
Well, all there is what is appearing to happen. Everything else then is a story. So the contracted sense of self, well, you know about all that. Like life, this is full, edgy, aliveness. So there's now sitting on a chair, hearing a voice, and whatever is happening is it. It's already free. There's already no individual.
And that bit can be extremely apparent by times, for sure. And then other times where it's forget about it, you know.
Well, it's
Um,
not apparent, for example. It isn't apparent. I don't know that there is no self.
yeah, I guess this
So it's there isn't a self. So then all there is full on edgy aliveness. Like this isn't a state. You know, there isn't a kind of an arriving at a state where there's no dis-ease or there's no tears or there's no. So in that imagination, there'd just be laughter and peace and bliss. You see, but it's all imagination of how it should be. And in a sense, disease is not it, but feeling whatever else is it. No, that's all a story. All there is just immediately, inescapably this. And you can't do this or not do this. You can't do life. You can't do hearing or thinking or tears or laughter or pain. It's sort of it's everything. It's full on edgy aliveness. And forgetting all that, it's just immediately sourcelessly what's appearing to happen.
yeah.
So it's always imagined that there's a state to be reached where I'll be whole and complete, and there won't be this disease, or there won't be these tears. It is the tears.
And it's felt here. I know exactly what's been said. It's been heard, right? Um, and the lived experience by time. Well, experience is just a bad word. Um, the the sense here is that that's the
There
case.
isn't a correct way to talk like there isn't a way to speak where this is sort of it's not about words. So all then that you can describe is just what's happening.
You know,
Can
100%.
you describe that like?
Sometimes, sometimes, but sometimes not. I think. Um, it's like the felt sense here sometimes is of, and not bliss. Bliss is the wrong word. Totally not. But just um, what you're saying there, that this is it. You know, there's nothing else, right? That's that's apparent. But then obviously there are times when it's completely unapparent, and both seem to be it.
Hmm. See, it's not even apparent that this is it. I don't know that this is it. I don't know that there's just what's appearing to happen. It's just, it would seem like those words come out of this gob when these sorts of gatherings happen. And it's sort of normally minimalistic language to use. But it's not like I'm sitting down beforehand, mapping out the meeting, going, well, I'm going to say there's just what's appearing to happen. And I'm going to suggest that there's no self. I don't know what I'm going to say. And I don't know what anything is. It would just seem, it seems like in this communication that there is maybe some commonalities in some of the language that's used, but it's not about knowing at all. At all. So all there is then is just what the ordinariness of what's happening. So the feeling of ease and flow or whatever you want to describe, is as much this as tears and frustration and rage and slamming on the brakes of a car or whatever. It's totally unpredictable. Even if it can feel like, well, I know what's going to happen and I know what's going to be the case. It's more, that's also just what's arising. You're talking, there isn't a tiny inch, there isn't parts like that are known and other parts that are unknown. Unknown is not even known. So then it's all just sound and fury. It's this like, but I don't, again, by saying it's this, it's like, it's always imagined that he knows. He doesn't know. So the moment it's known, it's something, then we're talking about something that's been acquired, and then this can be bound by a few sentences and we're back in hell again. It's totally unknowable, fresh, and just in immediately this. So whatever is thought is this. Every single thought is this. Every but, every yes, every no is this. It's like you could say you're being done, but that almost suggests like you are being done by something. So then you can just say, well, there's just what's happening, maybe. Maybe that'll do. But there isn't suddenly then arriving at a place where so then if this doesn't know anything, and that's asking questions to this fucking bespectacled Egypt, there's only replies, but there's not like saying that it's this and it's not this, it's everything. But it can't be held on to or bound by knowledge, thankfully. Or it appears as everything, and it makes it seem like there's something that appears as everything. There's just everything.
Could it be said that
It is saying, could it be said? Imagine that. So it's saying, it's appearing as, could it be said? So it is that. Before even the sentence is complete, it's that. It's intimately scratching the neck
yeah,
and saying, yeah. And also it is as whatever question that appears. Try and do a question or not do a question. How do you can't get any closer or further away from what's appearing to happen. Sorry, I cut across you there.
no, it wasn't important. It was more kind of an observation, really. It's kind of who would be observing. But look, I guess energy flows, and sometimes it flows well, sometimes it flows really terribly. It's pure shit, whatever. But it's
It is the feeling that it's pure shit. That this is pure fucking shit. And I fucking hate it. It is that. But you can't do that or not do that. It's what's appearing to happen. I fucking hate this. So you can't, who'd want that? Who'd want, I fucking hate that, but it's fully as that.
yeah, like this morning. It's this morning's example. Whatever. Example's another shit word, but like there I am walking along, gorgeous scenery, and before you know it, it's tears. I mean, that was, it's not like I knew 2 minutes before that that was going to be the case. It just wasn't. It's just what happened. And end of. But like, there isn't no but like, it's yeah,
Well, you could also say that's, well, I mean, it is what it is. I was going to say it's full on beautiful, juicy aliveness, but it's not that, because that makes the tears seem like it's just it's tears. It is the tears flowing
Mm-hmm.
and the brakes on, maybe. Oh, it shouldn't be tears, shouldn't be like this, shouldn't be hopeless. Should be always feeling in the flow and fucking ready for everyone. Or whatever. It is one to hide under the bed also and saying fuck off to whoever.
What did you say? It is what?
It is wanting to hide under the bed as
Oh,
well.
okay. All right. Yeah.
Or whatever. It is also that.
Yeah.
You can't do it or not do it. It's see, I think it's imagined that this is not the full, it's full on juicy aliveness. What you get is life. You just don't get to get it. You don't get to have life. It should be very heavy to carry that life around.
Be tough
And the
going.
universe and the stars and everything. And pump the heart at the same time and grow the nails.
Hike up a hill. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Tough going.
especially for us men who are not great at multitasking. Ah, fuck's sake.
That's for sure. Yeah. Cool, man. Thank you.
Thank you. Nothing happens. Not even the tiniest little not one hair is touched. Nothing happens. And so thank you for our little gathering.